The first generation of video game enthusiasts are grown up, still playing and still watching video games. There are huge national and international video game tournaments to cater for them. You can watch online or on a dedicated eSports channel. In America, it's claimed that eSports are now as popular to watch as watching ice hockey or baseball. Melanie Abbott has been to one of the big e-tournaments here in the UK.
We are in the middle of the ESL UK Premiership Grand Finals weekend. It's the summer season 2016.
This is the most famous game in esports. It's called the League of Legends, and it's the one with the massive prize money. The winner gets $1 million. There's a huge crowd of people watching what's going on. It's all projected overhead on an enormous screen, and on the stage are all the players, complete with huge photographs of themselves, almost as if they're superstars.
We have no idea what's happening here.
You have no idea what's going on?
No clue.
I must admit, I have no idea either, so we're in good company.
Fair enough.
I'm with Sacco, who works for the British eSports Association, which is only established in June this year. He knows what's going on with this game, and he can explain to me what exactly eSports are.
eSports is basically video games played competitively. Usually you'll have players at sort of top level. They may play for an organisation, like a footballer will play for Arsenal or Tottenham, for example. Some games such as Street Fighter, which are one-on-one. Other games such as Counter-Strike or League of Legends, which are 5v5. Team-based games, and obviously the prize money is then split between players, and the organisation will usually take a small split of that. Some of the bigger tournaments have taken place in Britain, but it tends to be at sort of Wembley SSE Arena.
But they can actually fill Wembley Arena with people just watching people playing video games?
Yep, so last year there was the League of Legends World Championships quarter-finals, and that sold out pretty fast when tickets went on sale. And revenues are around $500 million a year globally, and that's projected to grow. I believe there's sort of over 150 million sort of esports enthusiasts around the world.
I've watched League of Legends. I had no idea what was going on. Just give me the outline.
League of Legends is simple to pick up, hard to master, so it's essentially 2 teams of 5, and the idea is to get into the enemy's base and destroy their base. But it can get very complicated, there's different strategies.
You might meet some dragons along the way, I saw.
There's a dragon which respawns every now and then, and that makes the players more powerful. As you play, you'll gain more gold, so you can go back to the shop and buy new items, which changes how your player can perform.
A virtual shop?
Yeah, teleport back to a virtual shop, you know, it's, talking about it now, it does sound quite crazy.
It's quite violent though, isn't it? Shouldn't we be worried about that? You're blowing people up, you're shooting at them?
It's fantasy, it's almost like Lord of the Rings. If you're talking about Counter-Strike and first-person shoot games like Call of Duty, yeah, they are quite violent, you know, but they're an 18 plus for a reason.
Took off, of course, in America, but the UK has its own league now, the ESL League. James Dean is the co-managing director of ESL.
The real reason for esports growing is mainly around a millennial audience coming to age and starting to take this more seriously, and then the viewing aspect as well.
I can understand the interest in playing these games, but what is the interest in watching them?
That's a great question. Watching people play out a game is still interesting. I remember standing behind my brother and watching him play a game, and then it would be my turn. But in esports, you see the best of the best, and it's super exciting. You can hear the crowds screaming and shouting. The adrenaline is massive. There really are celebrities being built on stage.
It's just come up that there's been a double kill, and that has caused quite a lot of cheering from the crowd. For the players, there can be big prize money, and you can earn a lot for doing something you really love.
My name is Augustas Ruplys. In game I'm known as Toaster.
How did you get involved in this?
I've been playing since I was like 5 years old. Got to League of Legends around like 6 years ago. 3 years ago I realised I can do well in this, I can compete in these tournaments, so I just went for it.
Can you make a lot of money in this as a professional?
Yeah, definitely you can make a lot of money, get around like 300k a year or something.
300k a year,
yeah,
wow.
That's like the really big players.
So that's really getting paid for something that presumably you really enjoy.
It's what I live for, you know, like it's the only thing that I truly have a passion for, like, and I was never really into like studying, always bunk lessons and stuff.
Closely fought, he went all the way, but in the
Matt Andrews. I'm an international stage host in eSports and gaming. Today we're doing the League of Legends finals of the UK Premiership. We always have thousands of viewers for that online.
And back here, there's almost a mini TV studio, isn't there?
Absolutely. We have vision mixers, we've got multiple cameras outstage and roaming ones as well. We have an analyst desk here talking about the match we've just seen and taking that apart in the same way that you might get in other traditional sports like football.
It works very nicely on the Casio. And have a look at this now. Teleport actually coming out from Only Angel to try.
Hi, I'm Joe, or Munchables. I'm one of the commentators here to break down the action. They're having to click like 1,000 times a minute or whatever it is, and they make that one mistake at one point in the game and they can just throw it away for their entire team.
Is it just young people really at the moment?
One of the most veteran personalities within esports is a guy called Red Eye. He's not young, no offense, mate. He's been around since esports like very first began 22 years ago or something, and that was like, you know, people bring these massive PCs all into a room together to play a game together.
Joe Munchables, Fenny, ending that report by Melanie Abbott. And in case you're wondering, she did look for some women there, but there weren't any. The company that runs the eSports League in the UK, though, told us it is planning to start a women's league soon.